I remember a time thinking, I'm spending the majority of my hours thinking about what I've bought, what I want to buy, and or taking care of the things that we've bought, like the dream house, and we had a swimming pool and cars, and it was a lot. And then 4 kids came into the scene, and we're super busy taking our kids everywhere, all the sporting things that you enroll your kids in and musical activities. And we're exhausted. We're utterly exhausted young parents, never once thinking maybe we're making choices that are contributing to this. And yeah, it was just, we were 12 years into our marriage before anyone challenged us on some of those choices and got us to kind of rethink, could there be a different way to do this life?
Yeah. So tell us about that. What is it that kind of stopped you in your tracks, and what made you suddenly realize, wait, maybe this isn't the life I want to live?
Yeah,
Maybe where is God in all of this kind of question?
right. Yeah, and that was exactly the question. Where is God in all of this? And it never was one thing. It was like this convergence of many things. And um, now looking back, I can see how the Holy Spirit, orchestrated all of these things at the same time. So it was maybe like over the course of a year or two that initially it was people that God brought into our lives that we had never known before. And I call them brave souls who dared to look at a young couple like Paul and I and challenge us. And they asked us questions like, you know, um, what is God doing in your lives? Do you feel like there could be any way you're holding back from what God might be asking of you? Where do you want to be in terms of your faith, going forward? And then, a few people even asked, do you think that God might be asking you to move overseas? Do you think that there's something that he, would really challenge you? And wow, we had never, ever had those conversations. We'd always been very protective of talking about our faith, but also just even how we spent our time. Nobody had ever challenged us on that. And that came along the same time that like new books we were reading, um, new places we were going. I started volunteering at a pregnancy resource center. And I thought that I was just going to go there and, counsel women on abortion and to help prevent that. And it turned out to be this huge lesson on the power of prayer. I spent 3 days in their training learning about how important prayer is and really how to pray for like the first time in my life. 12 years into our marriage, we were attending church that whole time, but prayer was just this cursory thing you did before meals and at night. And the pregnancy resource center taught me how to, pray in earnest. And so Paul and I began praying in earnest. Um, what what would life look like if we lived out what we say we believe? We had been Christians this whole time, saying the right things, but we started to question, are we actually living what we say we believe? And then once we learned how to pray that, that's when the real change started happening.